students, we discussed about can matter change its states. From our observation, it is clear that water can exist in three states of matter: solid state as a ice, liquid state as the familiar water, and gas as water vapor. So what happens inside the matter during this change of state? What happens to the arrangement of particles of matter during the change of state? How does this change of state take place? We need answer to all these questions, don't we? First we will see the effect of change of temperature. Okay. For this we take 150 gram of ice in a beaker and suspend a laboratory thermometer so that its bulb is in contact with the ice as shown in the given figure number 1.6. Then start heating the beaker with the help of burner on a low flame. Record the temperature when the ice starts melting. Record the temperature when all the ice has converted into water. Then we note our observation. Okay. For this conversion of solid to liquid state का temperature, now heat the beaker while stirring with a glass rod till the water starts boiling. Observe carefully the temperature reading till most of the water has evaporated. Now your observation for the conversion of water in the gaseous state from the liquid state. With increase in the temperature of solids, the kinetic energy of the particles increases. What happened? The kinetic energy of the particles increases. Due to the increase in kinetic energy, the particles start vibrating with very fast speed. The force of attraction between particles become weak when heat energy is supplied to it. After leaving their fixed position, far particles begin to move more freely. A stage is reached when the solid melts and it converted to a liquid completely. The temperature at which the solid melts to turn into a liquid at the atmospheric pressure is known as its melting point. The melting point of ice is 273.15 K. The process of melting, that is conversion of solid state into liquid state, is also called fusion. Therefore, when a solid melts, its temperature remains the same. But where does the heat energy go which was supplied to the solid? You must have noticed during the experiment of fusion of melting that the temperature of the system remains same after the melting point is reached. Till all the ice melt completely. This happens even though we proceed to heat the beaker. That is, we continue to supply heat. This heat gets used up in changing the state by overcoming the forces of attraction between the particles. And as this heat energy is absorbed by ice without showing any rise in temperature, it is considered that it gets hidden into the contents of the beaker. This heat is called the latent heat. And this heat is called the latent heat. The word latent means hidden. The amount of heat energy that is required in converting 1 kg of solid into liquid at atmospheric pressure at its melting point is called the latent heat of fusion. So particles in water at 0 degree centigrade and in 273 K have more energy to compare to particles in ice at the same temperature. When we supply that energy to water, the movement of particle become more faster at a certain temperature. A point is reached when the particles have enough energy to break free from the force of attraction of each other. At this temperature, the liquid state converting into gas. The temperature at which liquid converts into vapors or gas is called the boiling point. Thus we can say that the term boiling point is used for the amount of temperature required to boil the liquid at the atmospheric pressure. Boiling is bulk phenomenon. Particle from the bulk of the liquid gain sufficient energy to change into the vapor state. For water, this temperature is 373 K. And in 100 centigrade is equal to 373 K plus 100. So, can you describe the latent heat at evaporation? Can it be described in the same way as we have described the latent heat of fusion? Particles in steam, that is water vapor at 373 K, have more energy than water at the same temperature. This is because particles in steam have absorbed extra energy in the form of latent heat of temperature. So, we conclude that the state of matter can be changed into another state by changing the temperature. We have learned that substrates around us change state from solid to liquid and from liquid to gas. So when heat is supplied to them, but these are some substances. But there are some substances that converted directly from solid state to gaseous state and vice versa without converting into the liquid state. For this, take some camphor or ammonium chloride, crush it and put it in a china disk. Place an inverted funnel over the china disk containing the camphor or ammonium chloride as per figure in your book. Put a plug of cotton on the stem of the funnel and shown in the given figure 1.7. Now heat slowly and observe the change. What do you infer from the above experiment? The change of state directly from solid to gas without changing into liquid state is known as sublimation, and the direct change of gas to solid without changing into liquid is called deposition. And then we learn effect of change of pressure. Effect of change of pressure. We have already discussed that the difference in various states of matter is due to the difference in the distance between the constituent particles. What will happen when we compress a gas enclosed in a cylinder? Will the particles come closed? What do you observe in the state of matter by the increasing the pressure? Applying pressure and decreasing temperature can liquefy gases. Do you know about solid carbon dioxide CO2? It is stored under high pressure. Solid CO2 gets converted directly to gaseous state on reducing pressure to 1 atmosphere without changing into liquid state. This is the fact for which solid carbon dioxide is also called dry ice. Therefore, we can state that pressure and temperature determine the state of substance. Without it will be solid, liquid or gas. Today we read can matter change its state, and then next day we read evaporation, and after that your lesson will be